It's starting to feel like Kai Havertz is starting to become a bit of a Chelsea talisman at this point in time. We know that during the second half of the season, that's when Kai's in his element. That's when Kai comes to life. That's when Kai starts to shine as well. And some of the important goals he scored for us during the second half of the season is just living testament to what Kai does during these moments and these times. I mean, the goal he scored today to control the ball with his instep and that same fluid motion, lift the ball with the outside of his foot, just like away from the keeper as well too. Like the keeper was literally stuck in time. He was stuck in motion. Like he just couldn't react due to just the precision, the ability, the creativity, the awareness. I mean, Kai doing things like that, not many footballers can do that. And this is why the club had so much belief in him and invested so much money in him. And it's very exciting to start to see some of the signs of things to come from Kai Havertz. I mean, like, during how crazy and tumultuous things are with the club at this point in time, to have and see that togetherness from the team. As Kai just beautifully articulated himself at the end of the game afterwards, they know the difficulties of this situation. The fans, the working staff, the players as well too. Everyone, it's difficult times, and the fact that the players are playing with all of that weight on their back, and that's what's spurring them on to want to come through in difficult moments like this and please the fans. That's what it's about, man. And that's definitely energy that I can definitely draw some inspiration from, because, man, before I continue with the rest of this review, I just need to put my hands up right now. And, I can't be just acting like nothing happened and just ignore my tweets from yesterday. Listen, I'm going to start off by saying, I'm not asking for forgiveness at all whatsoever. When you take an L, in my opinion, I think you just got to accept it. And by accepting it, you got to learn from it. I don't want to be sitting here saying F everyone, fuck this, that, all the hate, all the comments, blah, blah, blah. I think out of all the comments directed my way, I got to say, man, it's justified, because, listen, we've all fallen victim to that same stuff as well. So I'm not going to act like I'm any better than that. And I guess, the only thing that really offended me out of all the comments was the fact that, people questioning whether I was a serious Chelsea fan. Like, that's always been the thing that really gets to me. And of course, at the time, I'm just in my feelings, being stupid, just like being all defensive. But then over time, I like to try and think about these things. And obviously, I have to put my hands up and apologize for just being very emotionally selfish. I'm just taking my anger and frustration out on this whole situation with my life. I'm not being happy, being ill. And the whole situation surrounding the club, the lack of security around things right now. And, during a time where everyone is uniting, when everyone's being together, not just the guys on the pitch, but the whole fan base at this point in time. For me, a content creator, to be that emotionally dense and very selfish as well too, to try and make it about some little small thing in my head, that's not very important in terms of what's the reality is for all us fans out at this point in time, is something that I think is very shameful on my part. And I can't just be sitting here just acting like I can just pretend I didn't say nothing. I'm someone that feels like you got to take accountability. That's always been my mantra. And listen, I need to take accountability today. I'm not going to be here saying, I need forgiveness. All I can do and say is that, it's time for me to kind of grow up a little bit, in a sense. Like, obviously, I didn't go to any like YouTube university or anything. Everything, it's a self-learning. But of course, common sense always is that, if you are lucky enough to have a platform, you just have to use it responsibly. It really is that simple, to be honest with you. If you've got a following, whatever platform, you need to use that responsibly. And I guess, if I'm being honest, I'm always trying to run away from that at times, which is definitely not right for me at all. And you know what I mean? So it's more the self-examination and reflection. And it's time for me to, actually look to learn and try and manage some of like my silly, just like emotional outbursts in my head, to be honest with you. So listen, man, this is life. When you don't pattern yourself properly, it's going to come to bite you in the ass in the future. That's just how this game life goes. So, I definitely got bitten everywhere yesterday. All sides, piranhas everywhere. But listen, it's absolutely justified. Absolutely. I'm not going to be here saying you guys say anything back. You said, definitely not, because it's not about fucking me. It's about all of us. It's about the club. And the fact that me, a content creator, can just be that selfish and just like, not emotionally connected with everyone in the time is definitely a very, I can say, a shameful thing and a very, very poor thing on my part. So, yeah, I can only show my actions that I need to just stop being a dickhead sometimes and just fix up. Listen, it's good, man. It's good to get humbled. Right now, you guys, let's get back to the review. And, this was a game today, yeah, where we barely created any opportunities. And in like different circumstances, maybe I'd be a bit frustrated by that. But knowing what's happening and also knowing how well Newcastle play to stop us as well too, it's quite typical throughout a season that, you play certain games like this where you just know this game's going to go to the wire. Like when you see how fired up your team is, I'm seeing Jorginho getting in man's faces, pressuring the referee, playing with a hunger and desire. Is there any surprise that with that type of tenacity and energy you showed today, that he played that beautiful assist over the top to find Kai Havertz? Absolutely not. But that's what the players did today, coming through for the fan base. I'm seeing your Rudigers as well too, in times like this, stepping up, being a leader. N'Golo Kante ever so tireless, winning balls back, being competitive, helping us lead the line in the attack as well too. And of course, Kai Havertz constantly probing, constantly trying to make that vertical run in behind, bringing that danger, trying to, make it happen for his teammates in today's game. It's very inspiring stuff today, and it just makes the goal scored by Kai in the end ever so special, considering just like what that like beautiful piece of play, but just how that beautiful goal is in like stark contrast to just like these like ugly moments happening with our club at this point in time. But what I really love about that goal though was the fact that it felt like the game plan to break down Newcastle today was to create that type of run. That run to break the offside trap, to expose the defensive line. We did it a few times, I think only 3 times in the game today. Vern had an opportunity earlier on during like the first half, and it just feel like he just used the wrong technique in that situation. He looked to use his thigh to control the ball, which instead the ball just kind of bounced off his thigh. He's chasing after it, and that opportunity to have a shot on goal is just gone and erased. Instead, if you have the confidence like what Kai did to try and bring that down on his instep, that's when you open up the angle to shoot. But not everyone's Kai Havertz, and I think sometimes you just got to accept that there's levels to players and what they can do on the fields. No surprise that Kai was the dominant guy in the game today. Now that Tuchel is really showing a lot more confidence and faith in him, because we have seen times where Kai has been in and out of the team, of course, due to lots of injuries, but also because of maybe using different lineups, different systems, etc., etc. So Kai has really taken this opportunity in an amazing fashion at this point in time. He nearly tested Newcastle again with an excellent header, of course, breaking their defensive line again. But, the finishing quality wasn't there. And I guess that's fair, because it's not like we created any shots on target until like right near the end of this game. So yeah, when that final opportunity comes, his nemesis in the game today in Dan Burn, actually, I think that's kind of harsh and wrong for me to say nemesis. Kai's not moving that type of energy on the fields. I'll speak about the incident later on, but yeah, to recreate that move again, not feeling any lack of confidence for not taking this opportunity earlier on, that is like the small signs you see when you can kind of sniff and tell when greatness is about to come. So listen, I've not always been super positive on Kai. Let's keep things real. There has been times when I have been a bit frustrated at times. Most of my frustration has been more towards the fact that he hasn't had that set position to play in, which I think when a player just doesn't have that, how are they going to really be able to express and show what they can really, really, really do? Because I was seeing what Kai was doing at Leverkusen. I was seeing this guy play on the right, playing as a false nine, playing up front as well. I know what this guy can do. So it's nice to see that Tuchel now is really starting to give Kai the opportunity now to shine and show what he can do. And yeah, man, it feels like it's exciting times to come with Kai Havertz. But moving on, you guys, other players today too, like I was saying with your Jorginhos, still though, I think one of the main reasons behind why right near the end of the game, we started to see those like dangerous penetrative runs made by Havertz. I think Lukaku's introduction did help to play a part in this. And I don't know, I think there could still be something theoretically with a front two of a Kai and a Lukaku, because when Havertz scored that goal, you can see that Dan Burn was also monitoring and paying attention to where Lukaku was inside the box as well too. And that's the genius behind what Kai did. He exploited that. And that's why he kind of did like a fake run, stopped, and then like exploded away past Dan Burn. And by then it was too late for him to catch up and do anything to try and stop that ball. But I think that is some of the benefits you get from Lukaku. The fact that he is someone that is able to occupy defenders and create space. You can see why Tuchel would have thought to try and find a way to harness and utilize that skill in the team. Having maybe Lukaku as like that sole guy up front, there might not be the thing to do, but if you've got a front two, especially when you've got a Kai that's extremely mobile and fluid, that is able to run between the lines, that can drop deeper as well too, a drift out wide, it does give you like a different type of flexibility to play from. And I wonder if that's something we could see more of, because I have seen examples of Kai being able to, and other players as well, Timo Werner too, of these types of players being able to take advantage of the spaces that Lukaku's creating for them because of the the attention he's taken away from defenders. But regardless, you guys, though, to end this review, I definitely felt like the team today deserve they deserve a lot of respect for how they played today. You've got a lot of weight on their shoulders, riding it in a very prideful way. And for me, it's definitely a lesson that I can learn from and take inspiration from as well too, because, man, this is what it comes down to at moments like this. It's the togetherness. And, if you're not going to be together when times are hard, then what are you even doing? So you guys, on that note, I'm going to wrap things up, keep things moving, and obviously get back to making more content tomorrow. Before I had ideas of trying to give an explanation to it, but listen, I don't want to feel like I need to justify what I did, because it wasn't right regardless. So I know the energy in which it came from. I know what was bad about what I did as well too. So I don't want to be wasting people's time with just insecure type of have pity on me type of bullshit. Listen, man, all the anger is justified from everyone. And listen, you got to take L's in life, as I said, and learn from them and not do the same dumb shit again. So I definitely learned that shit today, you guys. So on that note, I'm going to wrap things up, keep things moving. I'm Nini FC, this is Blue Lions TV. Catch you guys later with some more videos. Cool.